Hey fam, welcome to Driven Life TV. Welcome to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in today and for taking time to watch today's video. So today we're going to react to one of the most peculiar story that is going to also help us look at certain thoughts that are actually in modern society that are very much detrimental. So the story we're going to react to is a story of a mother that happened recently, a few days ago. This mother actually left her baby alone in her house for 10 days while she went on vacation in Puerto Rico. And then you wonder to say, okay, she went on a vacation with a man. The baby was alone with no food, no water, no supervision, just locked up, and the baby died. And this mother has actually been sentenced to life imprisonment. She's going to be in confinement, of course, and the judge was saying that she's supposed to die the way the baby died. And so it's one of the biggest cruelties in modern history. Like no mother in her right mind can ever do that. Even if you forget a baby, which is very unheard of, but even if you forget a baby accidentally, if within minutes a mother would remember. So every sign of this actually points to the fact that this woman actually did this deliberately, intentionally. She felt like maybe she was being confined and she needed freedom, she needed to enjoy herself. And so the next thing you know is that she sacrifices the life of a baby in doing so. And then later on in the video, we're also going to react to a video of a woman who is actually telling her husband that she's tired of raising his kid. And she wants to leave the kid with him and just go out and maybe go on a holiday, go somewhere, and just she's tired of the life of raising the kid. So we're going to listen to all that, and we're going to talk about something that is very much important going forward. Let us react to the first video of this baby right now.
A mother who left her child home alone to die while the mom vacationed in Puerto Rico.
This one is going to make all you parents out there so angry you'll be seeing red. Imagine you go on vacation. Then imagine you go on vacation for 10 days to Puerto Rico. Now imagine that you left your 16-month-old daughter at home.
16-month-old.
In a crib with no food and no water for those 10 days.
Animals take care of their infants better. The thought of this child dying every day while she's having fun, humanity can't stomach that.
The judge passed down a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge said, this sentence will put her in a cell until she dies just like she put her child in that crib to die. The only difference is the Department of Corrections would at least give her food and water.
Wow. So that's the first video we were supposed to watch. But okay, one thing we need to understand is that this right here is not normal. This right here is not normal. And it's sad for me to say this, but a lot of women nowadays are like this. Okay? In the West, it's worse. They are like this, where you understand that they can literally abandon their kids, because the narrative that has been there in our time is that most of the times having children is looked at as an obstacle, or something that maybe keeps you down, holds you back, and it takes away your freedom. And so when it happens that they have a child in one way or the other, maybe they did it to get money from a man or whatever it is, what ends up happening is that they don't even know how to take care of the child. And when they try to take care of the child, they get tired of it. They just want to bail out. Okay, this is the mindset, and it's really cruel. Now let's look at the second video.
A baby has died after being left alone while her mother vacationed in Puerto Rico, detectives say.
With no food, maybe milk, the clothing she had on, and the diaper she was wearing.
Police in Cleveland, Ohio say the 16-month-old had been left in her crib for 11 days.
This baby loved her mother, she needed her mother, and her mother betrayed her.
The baby's mother, Crystal Candelario, has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for her actions.
This is probably one of the most difficult, horrific cases to listen to hear, and to see
At Candelario's sentencing, she spoke using a translator.
Le pido perdón a Dios y a mi hija.
I ask forgiveness from God and from my daughter, Jaylee.
Her defense attorney believes mental health played a factor in her decisions, telling WOIO,
I mean, just by reading the headline, you could tell that, this is probably something deeper going on.
"A baby has died."
Wow, interesting. Let's watch the last video and then I'll give you my thoughts, and then we'll look at it the final video of them all. It's just so shocking, This
You committed the ultimate act of betrayal, leaving your baby terrified, alone, unprotected, to suffer what I heard was the most gruesome death imaginable, with no food, no water, no protection, and lying in her own feces. You decided you needed a vacation, and what followed was absolute depravity. You left your baby, Jalen, trapped in a pack and play without food and water for 10 days. This wasn't simply an oversight.
Yeah.
You could have saved Jalen's life many times.
That is true.
You could have found someone to watch her while you were gone. You could have taken her with you. While you were in Detroit or Puerto Rico, you could have called someone in Cleveland and told them that Jalen needed help. Dr. Mooney indicated that rigor mortis was found when they found her, which means she didn't die that long before you came home. Think about that. Despite all of her suffering, that little baby persevered, waiting for someone to save her. And you could have done that with a simple phone call. On count 1, aggravated murder, I'm going to sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On count 5, I'm going to sentence you to 8 years to run concurrent to count 1.
So the neighbor's camera captured the baby actually crying, but the mother was 100 miles away. Wow. She found her daughter dead and she had been gone for about 10 days. Man, that's sad. That is really sad. My gosh. So I want to look at some of the comments that people left on this video. Someone says it's Chris Black. He says, what really gets my blood boiling is the fact that a Ring camera picked up the baby's scream and crying, which means that neighbors heard it as well and no one did anything to call police to check it out. Man, that's heartless, man. Sometimes I remember when you live in certain neighborhoods, for some reason people are not neighborly, don't care about the people who live next to them. And so what ends up happening is that everyone is in their own world. People are not really connected. They're just in their own fences and things like that. But this is also just showing that this is where our communities are. Just that heart, that humanity is not there most of the times in people. Like a neighbor hears a baby screaming, like no one is attending to the baby, like she looks alone. We call the police to say, check it out, something is not right. The mother is not around, but there's a baby inside. But nobody did anything. That is so true. Then there's another comment that Says prison is too good for her. I hope someone gets justice for that baby in prison. You can hear the pain in the judge's voice. And then someone says, as a father of a little girl, I don't understand how someone could do this. My little girl is my favorite human on this planet. Wow. Okay. Then Claudia C says, how I ask these questions. How are some women blessed with children while some of us struggle to fall pregnant? I'm here in South Africa and there is a mother who sold her child for 20,000 rand. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Do you understand what I'm talking about? There are some women who are walking around and they don't want children, but they are promiscuous. And then God blesses them with a child. And then they end up selling the child. They end up aborting the child. They end up leaving the child for dead. This is the same mindset that feeds into the abortion narrative, where you can just off your child anytime you want. A child is a blessing from God. The fact that she isn't even shedding a single tear. Wow, that poor angel. Some people don't deserve the gift of a child. That is true, but you know that, sometimes you wonder to say, God, why don't you just deprive such people of children? Wow, there is so many things in this world that we'll never understand. But even the messiest of situations, even in those moments when this child was struggling, I believe God was actually gave someone a chance to actually come and rescue the child. Okay, that would have been the moment when the child would have been removed from the hands of this careless mother. But no, nobody did anything. That's why you see that sometimes, even if we try to blame God, which is a sin actually, you look at all the people who could have done something about it. And they could have been the hands and feet of Jesus for that child. So it's really interesting. Says, how do you all live in the US? Because in Kenya we would hear the baby crying. I can hear my neighbor's baby crying and I will know it's unattended to. That is so true. That is so true. Someone says, my biological mom left me and my brother alone. I was 1.5 and my brother was 3.5. Luckily, my maternal grandmother came to visit and found us all alone. This hits me so hard. You see, this is so true. Like, it happens in so many times. Okay, so many times. So someone says, so a neighbor heard a baby crying like crazy and did nothing. That's almost as bad. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah, so people are just wondering about the neighbors. People are saying the mother was heartless and everything else. You understand? So it's one of those things that you can't really comprehend, to say, how could someone be so heartless? But this is what happens when people begin to feed into these mindsets that devalue family, these mindsets that devalue life, where people begin to promote abortion and things like that. This is what ends up happening. You have people who don't want even children. Like you wonder, to say, wow, why are you doing this? Why are you aborting your baby? It's the same mindset. If abortion fails, you have the child, you feel like the child is a curse. It's interesting, man. So we're going to talk about a few things at the end. Please stay, stick around. And then I'm going to show you a video of a mother who was telling her husband that she doesn't want to take care of the child anymore. Let's listen to her.
Yes, I don't want our kid no more. I'm sorry. What? You don't be here. You don't be here taking care of her. You don't be going through all the stressful stuff that I be going through. Sure. I want to go out. I want to go to the club. I want to travel. I want to be able to get up at 2 a.m. and go hang with my friends if I want to do it. You don't be nowhere to be found.
What? I'm working. What are you talking about?
Doing what?
And you sound real selfish like that. Saying that. You sound real selfish.
I'm alone. You're supposed to be her father, and I'm alone.
I am her father, and I am here with her.
So where do you be at? Because you might as well be an absent baby daddy, and I might as well put you on child support.
Oh my God!
To be honest,
well, where the baby at right now?
With your mother.
With my mother.
Yeah, because you want to sit here and put
but
a camera.
But you told me she was going to be here with you.
Why would she be here with me when I don't want her?
Oh my God! You sound real selfish, man. I don't even understand how we even going through this right now.
Because you don't be here. I gotta sit there and bathe your child every night. I gotta.
But that's what you supposed to do.
I gotta every night. Well, I gotta put her to sleep. I gotta sit here and take her to the doctor when she's sick. I gotta sit here and take her in and out the store with a car seat.
Oh, this is very interesting. Wow. Okay. When you think about it, okay, so I've seen a couple of comments where you find women are actually saying that maybe she's saying all this because she's overwhelmed. I get it. Maybe she's left to do a lot. Maybe the man just, yeah, he's not there to help and support. I get that. But did you hear what she said at the beginning? She said, "I don't want the kid anymore." Okay, and she's saying, "I want to go and party. I don't want the kid anymore." You are not there to help. I get it. But those are not words that come from a mother. Never. Never. You understand? It's just very interesting. Let's look at some of the comments as well, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Someone said here, Nikita said, "I've been a mom since I was 17 years old, and I'm still happy being a mom, even from today." Someone says, "What a human." Someone says, "Zip it and take her to court. She sounds like she wants to pay child support without selfish talk." Interesting. And then someone says, "You should have kept your legs closed or got sterilized before being sexually active." So true. If you didn't want a child, why not? Why not have one? Why not get sexually active? Well, why don't you keep yourself from promiscuity and all those things? So he said that the man actually begged her to have a child. It seems that she didn't want to have a child. All those things. So it's quite interesting. We'll talk about this at the end shortly. And it says, someone says, the mothers in my state, if they are not married, automatically get full status of kids unless the father apply for joint. Yeah, true. That's the court system in America. So, someone says, "I had a mother like that. I then married a woman that did the same." That's interesting. Someone says, "My heart goes out to the child." Someone says, "This is crazy to me. As soon as I get off work, I rush to pick up my kids from school, daycare, just to see and spend time with them because I miss them." Wow. Wow. This is very interesting. So all these stories are sad when you think about them. It's just testament to the fact that there are so many people out here who actually don't know how to take care of the responsibilities that they're given. This is what happens when we're in a culture where people just want to have rights, but they are running away from responsibilities. Everybody needs to know that you need to take care of your own responsibilities. You cannot be a person who says, "I can be promiscuous." When you have a child, you don't know what to do. But most people are not raised to understand the importance of responsibility in their lives. So this is what I want us to understand. So yes, this man maybe could have been there to help with the child, for sure. Okay, but at the same time, these are not things that come out from the mouth of a woman who is a mother. That is a very big red flag. And the fact that she never wanted a child to begin with, I don't even know why he wanted to have a child with her. So these are things that as people we need to take care of. If you are choosing a partner, make sure you have people who are not selfish. Make sure you choose someone who is not selfish, someone who thinks of themselves first. Don't do that. There are so many people now in this generation, people are so selfish. Do not choose people who are like that. Choose someone who sacrifices and is ready to give up her life or his life for the family. That is very important, okay? And make sure you choose someone who is willing to raise a family with you. I don't know why we choose people like this. Okay, I don't know why we go ahead and choose someone just because maybe they look nice. No, find out, do they want a family? Do they want kids? Is this a good person? Generally, what are their values and morals? Do they value life? How can you just say, "I want to leave, I'm tired, I'm done, I don't want a kid anymore"? Like, this is crazy to me. You may be overwhelmed, you may have a lot of things to do, but that's not how you look at your child. That's not how you handle the responsibility. That's not how you look at motherhood as well. And then this woman who left her child for dead and went on vacation. This is the same type of thinking. It's crazy. is very much crazy. At least this one left left the child with a grandmother, but even then, man, it's just the same type of thinking. And so for me, I wanted us to react to this, and I'm like, when we are choosing a partner to date, people, ask these questions, find out these things, look at how the parents of this person you want to marry, how did they handle their responsibilities. The reason why I say that is because most of the times when people are not intentionally working on themselves, they'll just repeat the same cycle that they saw in their parents' lives. So you need to check what type of a mother was her mother. If she's not intentional, she's just going to become a second version of her mother. What type of a father was his father? He'll repeat the same cycle if he's not intentional. That's what I'm talking about. You need to pay attention to these things. They matter. Are you sure this person should be your wife? Are you sure this person should be your husband? Are you sure this person should be a mother or father of your children? That's the thing we need to be finding out. So we see so many people who don't think like this, who don't think about these things. They mess up. They have a child with the wrong people. The next thing you know is that they're having issues. Your issues are coming from the fact that you never did your own due diligence. You never found out. You just slept with anybody, and then you had a child, and then you're trying to force them to become something that they are not. So that's what happens here. We need to be careful. We need to really be careful. So anyways, this is what I want us to react to today. Please give me your thoughts in the comment section below, and like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a good one.